Yo, what is going on, guys? Happy Monday. Hope you guys are having a beautiful Monday. I just came across some information just today, actually. So we're going to be taking a look at that. A lot of big news coming up. A lot of big news coming out about the e-files. Um, I want to start with the biggest thing first, though. Sarah McCune. So who is Sarah McCune? First of all, she supposedly is a Marine Corps veteran and survivor of Jeffrey E. Right. So she made a very bold statement, as I think all of these victims really should, by saying who who abused her. Right. And so there's quite a bit of list. There's quite the list here. And so we've got, let's see, Elon, of course, Prince Andrew, Bill Gates, not surprising. Alan Dersh, I don't know who these guys are. Kimball, don't know that guy. And May Musk, don't know who that guy is. Errol Musk, Ghislaine, Thomas Webb, Mary Webb, Leslie Werner, Edward, Bancroft. Um, yeah. So a lot going on. A lot going on. So there's a lot of names that she had ended up dropping, and I've never heard of her. I don't think a whole lot of people have until she had dropped all of this, pretty much this a bomb of information. I mean, this is kind of groundbreaking here, because now all of these people have to defend themselves, right? So, and of course, with the recent dropping of the 3 million documents that they dropped, and then, mind you, failing to redact the victims' names, right? But redacts the lawyers' names. Pam Bondi, by the way, redacts the lawyers' names. That's perfectly fine, but we can't do anything for the victims. And so now the victims are getting threats. Great job for protecting the victims, Pam Bondi. Great job. Great job. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and actually, I'll keep that up. I will keep that up. So recently, as well, there was a drop. Pam Bondi had actually dropped a list. This list is absolutely insane. Charlie Sheen makes sense. Barack Obama, yes, that makes sense. Bill Clinton, yep. But there are some names on here that doesn't make sense. That's why a lot of people are laughing at this list here. So I think they even threw Thomas Massey in here as well. Let's see where. Maybe I'm looking at the wrong list. Oprah Winfrey, not surprised. Maybe I'm looking at the wrong list. But there was a list that maybe I'm looking at the wrong list here. But there was a list that Pam Bondi had dropped that they're all trying to distract us with, and there are all kinds of crazy names. Alex Jones was on there. Here, let me see. Let me see if I can bring this over real quick. Um, let's see. There was there was a list that Pam had dropped, and I have no idea what happened with it. Well, what's really interesting is that when I was trying to find some of this stuff, I couldn't find it. I had so much difficulty. Oh, I think this is it. I think this is it. Um, Ah, here we go. Yeah. Okay. So yeah. So this is it right here. So there's some wild names on here. Some wild names, obviously. There's Thomas Massey, which doesn't make any sense. There was also Rokana as well. Um, where's Rokana at? Pretty sure I saw Rokana on here. But Rokana was on here. Pretty much the people who were spearheading the DOJ to force, or excuse me, spearheading the forcing of the DOJ to release these documents. Of course, redacted, right? Because God forbid that they ever have any transparency for anyone, right? But mind you, this is the most transparent administration of our time, of history, right? So yeah, there's just a lot of names on here that does not make any sense. And I know Thomas Massey on there does not make any sense either. Um, this I would imagine, this list here, I would imagine is um, to distract us from what's actually going on. Right? There's always some kind of distraction that they want to take away from want to distract us from is what I'm trying to say. So I definitely will take. Can I download this? Yes, I'm going to download this. All right, there we go. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and stow that away. Now, a few days ago, yes, a few days ago, Pam Bondi, or Scam Bondi as I like to call her, well, she testified before Congress, and we have some interesting things to talk about here. So we're going to talk about them, and hopefully, by all of the talking and attention that we're putting on this, we're doing this a favor. We're pushing this more and more and more and more because this really needs the utmost attention. So here we go.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Oh, I'm sorry. Let me set this up real quick. So, what this specific video is about is Thomas Massey absolutely rips into Pam Bondi, just rips into her, and so, of course, what does she do? Does she stay professional? Does she stay, on point, on top of it? No. She throws a fit and deflects from accountability, and it just turns into an entire what the fuck fest, right? So I saw this and I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. So here we go.
And behind me, I have 3 documents from the DOJ production that are emblematic of the massive failure of the DOJ to comply with the Epstein Files Transparency Act. To my right is an email that was sent by the victim's lawyers to the DOJ. It was a list of names not to redact, a list of names not to release. What did the DOJ do with this email? They released this email in the document production.
Yep. This was an email that literally says victims list. A list of the names. And the only names that they redacted were the lawyers and whoever it was to. They leaked everything else, putting those victims' lives in jeopardy. All of those who let that happen should be removed from power and should be charged for treason. because you just betrayed all of the victims, knowing damn well what this would do for them.
Literally the worst thing you could do to the survivors, you did.
Yeah.
And they're getting phone calls. A lot of these people didn't want to be known. And we know you touched the document because you redacted one name and you redacted the lawyer's name, but you left the survivor's name there. The next document I want to show you, that was in the title, the victims' survivors' names, all right? The title of this one is Child Sex Trafficking, Co-Conspirators, fully redacted. And by the way, I'm going to unredact them here. Les Wexner is in this. Now, your your deputy attorney general said, oh, well, he appears hundreds of times in the files, but he doesn't appear in this file until I forced you to release it, where he's listed as a co-conspirator, not to tax evasion, but to child sex trafficking, not to prostitution, not to money laundering, child sex trafficking. And then finally, what we have here is the third exhibit that I have is emblematic of the FD 302 release. These are the documents that we need that you're holding on to and over-redacting because they have the names of the men who are implicated. How do we know? Because the survivors gave testimony to the FBI, and it's in there. And what happens when you go to the portal at the DOJ to look at what's behind this redaction? Another redaction. So we can't even see them. And then there's some of these files you've pulled down from the website that we will never see because we can't search the redactions. So I have several questions for you. Who's responsible? Are you able to track who in your organization made this massive failure and released the victims' names? Are you able to track who it was that obscured Les Wexner's name as a co-conspirator in an FBI document? Do you have that kind of accountability?
Nope.
I believe Wexner's name was.
All right, this is what I wanted to bring over. Who remembers? Who remembers this?
Is no credible information. None. If there were, I would bring the case yesterday that he trafficked to other individuals. And the information we have, again, is limited.
So the answer is no one?
For the information that we have.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember that. Now it's coming out that, oh, look at that, a co-conspirator. And Leslie Wexner, no less, who was very, very involved with Jeffrey. Very involved with Jeffrey. Okay. Controlling quite a few of his accounts, right? They even built a business together, if I remember correctly. So very, very involved. But now all of that stuff is coming out. So that means we should throw all these people in prison. All of these people should be stripped from their offices and thrown into prison for so obviously committing sedition, at the very least. But lying under oath, of course. So, dude.
As a co-conspirator in an FBI document. Do you have that kind of accountability?
Nope.
I believe Wexner's name was listed more than 4,000 times.
Yeah, I already told you that. This is where he's listed as a co-conspirator.
Can I finish my answer? Come on, let me finish my answer. We corrected that within
I hate this
40 minutes. He was already, you're acting like everybody's trying to cover up Wexner's name.
Reclaiming my time.
I'm going to answer this question.
Reclaiming my time.
He was,
Mr. Chairman.
This is how this works.
Can I have my time
He
back?
was.
Here's one thing that infuriates me so much about American politics. This is what it's devolved into, is a bunch of children screaming at each other. I hate this. I absolutely hate this. For one, Tom, look, I understand, man. I absolutely understand. But please let her talk, okay? let her let her dig her own grave. All right. You can narcissists eventually get to a point to where they show their own ass. Okay. You gotta give them that space to do that. All right. I get it. You're heated. You did a lot better than what I would have. I'll give you that one. I will give you that one. You did a lot better than what I would have. Because I would have been screaming. I know for a fact I would have been screaming. But let's let the vampire speak, okay? Yo, Kenobi, what's up, bro? How's it going, man? How's your Monday?
Mr. Chairman.
The gentlelady can give her answer. The time belongs to the gentleman from
All right,
Kentucky.
I'm reclaiming my
Can I give
time.
my answer?
So
Yes.
I'm going to put the language of the bill up on the screen.
Chairman,
because I
may I
have
give my
another
answer
question.
on that?
Here's
It's a political
the question.
joke, and I need to give my answer
Yeah,
on that.
Oh, it's a political joke. It's a political joke. No, you are the political joke. You fucking vampire. You are the political joke. Sitting in front of Congress. Now you are now you are faced with the reality that you have been redacting names that you shouldn't have and not redacting names that you should have. And the only thing you're doing is deflecting and doing this, oh, woe is me kind of bull. All right, I'm just gonna let it play.
We'll let the Attorney General
I'm just gonna
respond, and then the gentleman can move to his
Chairman.
next question.
Oh, you're playing Tidefall too? Nice, man.
It's my time.
Within 40
Chairman.
minutes, you asked me a question.
You can give
Within
me-
40 minutes, Wexner's name was added back.
Within 40 minutes
You
of
ha-
me catching you red-handed.
Red hand, there was one redaction out
Where
of
he's
over
listed as a
4,700,
co-conspirator.
Okay.
and we invited
You know what?
you
Switch-
in.
show the video.
This
Show the
guy
video.
has Trump
Gentlemen.
derangement syndrome.
Oh my god, dude. Ah! I hate this woman with a fucking burning dude. At every single time, dude, there is this what could you call it? This snarky kind of behavior for these people, man. It's always, oh, you have Trump derangement syndrome. Oh my God, you hate Republicans, you hate Democrats. I hate that. That is such a political show. It's such a charade. I hate it. I hate it. I understand him losing his cool. I understand it. I know for a fact within the first few seconds I would have. But this is how narcissists behave, okay? They will throw anything at a wall to get you to look at it, right? And they do that to see if they have any control over the entire situation. If they have control over the situation, they have control over you, and they can make you do whatever you want, right? So she is trying super hard to deflect from the situation, hoping that he would react to whatever name calling, whatever deflection she has for him.
He needs to get, you're a failed politician.
Gentlemen,
You need to
I
go
want
on
you to
these
watch the video.
matters.
Mr. Chairman, please restore his time and remind the witness of the
Himself,
rules here.
there is
Time.
no credible information. None. If there were, I would bring the case yesterday that he trafficked to other individuals.
Is that your position as well?
I mean, look at this, and the entire page redacted. The entire page redacted. Why is? I mean, I understand. You know, these guys. I'm assuming they're victims. But why? I don't know if you guys have taken a look at the newest Epstein stuff, but the even more redactions, of course. You know, almost entire pages redacted. I actually have seen entire pages redacted. Why? Well, we know why.
Position is any victim who comes forward, of course, we would love to hear from them. 1-800-CALL-FBI.
Right, so like Virginia Giuffre? Yeah? Like Virginia Giuffre? Because she wasn't found unalived with her head gone, right? Right.
Did you ask Merrick Garland that the last 4 years?
See? Deflection.
Did you talk about Epstein?
I'm reclaiming my time. I'm glad you're asking about Merrick Garland.
You don't get to reclaim
because this
time when
is
you don't-
bigger
when
than
you can't-
Watergate.
when I don't answer a question the way
This
you
goes
want.
over 4 administrations. You don't have to go back to Biden. Let's go back to Obama. Let's go back to George Bush. This cover-up spans decades, and you are responsible for this portion of it.
And that
Yep, exactly. Exactly. This has been going on for a very long time. They've been abusing kids for a very long, even eating kids, guys. Eating kids, dude. Why are people not more angry about this? I don't understand, dude. People should be in the streets protesting over this shit. You know? I don't get it. I don't get it, man. Damn is right, bro. You are right, dude. This is pathetic, man. I think this is everything is imploding. Everything. Okay. What we thought our government was is so much worse. So much worse. Right? It came to a point where, you know, everyone thought people who were talking about Bohemian Grove was crazy, you know, conspiracy. And it's crazy. And it's also crazy how they also use that term conspiracy theory or conspiracy theory or conspiracy theorist to make it seem like you're crazy, right? And then it turns out that what you knew was true, but again, they're deflecting, and then, you know, so I mean, how bad does this get though? You know, I mean, I haven't really taken a pretty big gander yet on the files myself, but I've looked at it. I've looked at it a little bit, you know, simply because I'm always busy. I'm always doing, you know, other kinds of stuff. So, but when I have taken a look at it, it's some crazy stuff, man. I mean, we saw, I literally saw Lady Gaga looking like she was about to eat a corpse. Okay, I don't know if you guys saw that, but that's all over X, and you have some weird, crazy shit all over X too. Okay, so how bad does this get? I think I I think we may not really want to know how bad it gets because, well, I mean, I think we should know, but I don't think we really want to know because if we did know, I think that this entire country would implode. I think so. There'd be people way, way, way too pissed off to uh, let things go. I mean, they really shouldn't let things go, but I think that would really be the beginning of, maybe not the end, but the beginning of total chaos. So
Now, I want to know at what point did the FBI and the DOJ decide that Lex Wessner was not a co-conspirator? Because our Epstein Files Transparency Act requires you, please put it back on the screen, please, to release the internal decision about whether to prosecute him or not, and it's not in the files, and it's not in the files for any of these other men.
Time of the gentleman has expired.
May she answer?
And he's a hypocrite because he voted against the ban that we were talking about on deep fake AI porn.
yeah, yeah. So you guys already know what she was just about to say there. So again, well, there it is right there. That way I don't get, you know, that way YouTube doesn't YouTube me. So but again, deflecting. Oh, well, you did this, so it's going to take you know, all the attention away from me. No. That's not how we roll here. That's not how we roll here. Not how we roll here at all. Answer the fucking question. I'm tired of all of these figureheads who are wasting America's time playing this charade to try and escape accountability. I'm tired of seeing it. By the way, I can't believe this, but I just figured out that Sky's necklace isn't on me. So give me a quick second. All right. Yeah, I for one am I'm sick of seeing this. There should be instead of them sitting in front of Congress, because we already know that people are going to be acting professional. But this is what America really needs. We need to have these people sit in front of the public, right? And taking questions from the public. That's what we need. Independent journalists coming in asking questions, the hardball questions. Okay. Now, Thomas Massey's doing a great job. He's doing a phenomenal job. I love Thomas Massey. However, the American people need to really, really be grilling these motherfuckers. They really do. Because it would go a lot further, I think, if they were sat in front of the American public and grilled by the public.
Answer?
And he's a hypocrite.
And could she answer the question?
Chairman, I was wondering.
The gentlelady's allowed, the Attorney General's allowed to respond the way she wants to respond to any member's questions, Republican, Democrat.
All right, I have unanimous consent request.
Gentleman's recognized for a UC.
All right. This is an example. I'm submitting these 302 forms that are entirely redacted, even when you go to look at them.
Without objection.
I'm submitting a witness statement that implicates Les Wexner.
Without objection.
I'm submitting an article from the New York Times that the DOJ released nude photos and identifiable pictures of the victims. I'm submitting a letter from AG Bondi, the Cash Patel, imploring him to quit keeping the files when you found out that they were keeping files from you, because they're still redacting files that you...
Chairman, are we going to recess for votes?
Yes, we are.
I'm submitting for unanimous consent a document of 17 individuals who've resigned because of the Epstein files.
Without objection.
Support what the fuck, man? Oh, dude. Yo, let's give a dub to Thomas Massey, bro. Thomas Massey's killing it, man. He's doing some great work. Really, really, really holding Pam's feet to the fucking fire. Really holding Pam's feet to the fire, dude. Right on. That is a representative, bro. One that represents the people, right? It's unfortunate that most of Congress is compromised. It's very unfortunate, right? And we all know by who. But it's very unfortunate. I really hate that. I really hate that. Because we're climbing almost a vertical cliff, okay, when it comes to this issue. Because so many people are compromised. So many people. But there's also, let's see, Ted Lieu. Yeah, I haven't seen this one, so this is new to me. But let's watch it together.
I have a UC.
Ms. Crockett from Texas is recognized for UC.
Thank you so much. Donald Trump's approval rating implodes on his strongest issue. This is from Newsweek today. It says 40% of people approve of Trump's handling of immigration and border security, while 60% disapprove.
Without objection,
that is a
admitted.
net drop
Now I
to
recognize the gentleman
-20.
from California, Mr. Lieu.
Thank you, Attorney General Bondi, for being here today. I'm going to show you two photos.
Thank you.
I'm going to show you two photos of former Prince Andrew. Prince Andrew attended various parties with Jeffrey Epstein. Under the law Congress passed, you were allowed to redact photos to protect the victims of Epstein's sex trafficking operation. You redacted the photos of this victim's face because you were following the congressional law. Is that correct?
I'm sorry, that we redacted the victim's
Because you were
face?
following the congressional law, correct?
Yes.
Okay. You have now established that we...
What a bitch, dude. Did you see the way she acted?
You have now established that we... Please put the photos back up. That we are looking at a sex trafficking
Victim's
because you were
face?
following the congressional law, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Dude, look at her reaction, bro. What a fucking...
You have now established that we... Please put the photo...
I have to remember. I have to remember. I need a filter. I need to have a filter when I'm on camera.
Photos back up. That we are looking at a sex trafficking victim. Under the Federal Victims Trafficking Protection Act, not only is Jeffrey Epstein guilty, but anyone who patronizes Epstein's sex operation is also guilty.
Is that the American flag? There's just something that I just noticed. Is that the American flag? Is that the American flag that I'm looking at right there? That looks like the American flag. I think I see blue or in the corner there. If that's the American flag, this is fucking disrespectful as shit. Get your disgusting fucking feet off of the American flag.
Of a crime.
Anyways.
That's why I find it
here.
absolutely despicable that you sought to protect Epstein's clients, like former Prince Andrew. Last July, you closed the case on Epstein's abusers. The July 2025 memo from your Department of Justice stated, quote, "We did not uncover evidence that could predicate an investigation against uncharged third parties." These two photos, please put the photos back up. These two photos staring you in the face are evidence of a crime and more than enough evidence to predicate an investigation against former Prince Andrew. So I ask you, Attorney General Pam Bondi, why did you shut down this investigation last July, and why have you not prosecuted former Prince Andrew?
I don't believe you asked Merrick Garland these questions when...
And again, she deflects. But watch his response. I do remember seeing this part though. I don't think I've seen the entire video, but I do remember seeing this part. So watch his response.
And he was Attorney General and set before...
I agree with you.
You twice.
I'm reclaiming my time. I agree with you. I agree with you. During the Biden administration, I called for people looking at Epstein files. Merrick Garland dropped the ball, as did Attorney General Bill Barr, as did Alex Acosta, a whole string of failures. But you are in charge. You have the power to change things, to hold these men accountable, and you're doing the opposite. You're protecting them. So I want to move on to another man.
Can I...
Damn, bro. Yo, Dub Lou, bro. Dub Lou, man. That's what I'm talking about. Look at the way he he flipped that paper, bro.
Protecting them. So I want to move on to another man.
Can I answer?
Damn, bro. Mic drop. Shut the fuck up, Pam Bondi. Scam Bondi. Shut up. Answer the fucking question. All right. Answer the question. Vampire.
Trump. I want to move on to another
Can I
question.
answer your question about protecting...
You answered the question.
You're saying no. I love this.
I want to discuss another man, Donald Trump, who is all over the Epstein files.
I know you love it.
Like former Prince. Here's the video. Like former Prince Andrew, Donald Trump attended various parties with Jeffrey Epstein. I want to know, were there any underage girls at that party or at any party that Trump attended with Jeffrey Epstein?
This is so ridiculous.
Lock her up. Lock her up. Lock her up. Lock her up. This is all they do. This is all they do. Put on a charade, deflect, and they get away with it. They get away with it. Because who's going to hold them accountable? Right? Who's going to hold them accountable? I don't see anything happening to these people.
And that they are trying to deflect.
Oh, really? 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 Other people were trying to deflect. Yeah.
From
okay.
all the great things Donald Trump has done. There is no evidence.
Right. Like ending the Russia-Ukraine war, not starting any wars, bolstering the economy, deporting all of the illegals that are here. He's done so many great things. Let me get more specific. He just sent more funding over to Ukraine, so that's awesome. Or I guess the U.S. did. Let me be more specific. And we're still funding another country's genocide. We invaded Venezuela and kidnapped their prime minister or dictator, whatever. We have invaded another country. We also threatened other countries. And yeah, we were just given and Trump also just gave mass amnesty to millions of illegals that are already here. Also letting in record number H1 and H2B visas as well from India, of course. And then also letting in 600,000 Chinese students who are legally obligated to spy on us going to our college campuses, which China already has 84,000 acres of our land here in this country. So that's an awesome track record. That is an awesome track record. Oh, and also he's in the e-files as well. Yeah. And yeah, so yeah. Right. Phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal track record. What do you guys think? I think he's the best president we ever had. Definitely better than JFK. 100%.
That Donald Trump has committed a crime. Everyone knows that. This has been the most transparent presidency. He's the one that asked that those files.
Oh, yeah. Definitely not several pages of redactions. Definitely not that. No. All of those are victims, you understand. All of those are victims. The two from, right? Those are victims. Those are absolutely victims. Yeah.
In my time, I got your answer. You said there's no evidence.
Trump asked
Mr. Chairman, please stop the clock.
Please stop the clock. The legislation. This is
Time
ridiculous.
Time belongs to the gentleman from California.
Okay. I'm going to put up another document from a witness who called the FBI's National Threat Operations Center because I believe you just lied under oath. There is ample evidence in the Epstein file.
Don't you ever accuse me of a crime.
I believe you just lied under oath, and this is all on videotape. You said there's no evidence of a crime. I'm showing you. Here is a witness statement who called into the FBI's Threat Operations Center. He drove Donald Trump around in a limo. He overheard what Donald Trump said to Jeffrey on his cell phone. He was so angry, he was going to stop a limo and hurt Donald Trump. And he met a girl who said she was raped by Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein. She later had her head blown off, and officers at the scene said that could not have been suicide.
That was Virginia Giuffre. That was Virginia Giuffre. One of the most brave women I think this country may ever know. She knew what would happen if she came out and told her story and brought to light all of the things that she had experienced. She knew what would happen. That's bravery. And not only did she do it for herself, she did for others. So let's give another dub and an RIP to Virginia. Oops. Pretty sure I'm spelling her name right. That is someone who does great things to change this country for the better. That is the kind of people that we want in our family. That is the kind of people that we want to aspire to be. Okay? That's bravery.
No one at the Department of Justice interviewed this witness. You need to interview this witness immediately. Epstein should rot in hell, so should the men who patronized his operation. And as we say here today, there are over 1,000 sex trafficking victims, and you have not held a single man accountable. Shame on you. If you had any decency, you would resign right after this hearing concludes.
The gentleman has
there you go. There we go. Yes. 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 Shut that bitch down. Oh my God, dude. I can't hate these people anymore. I can't. There's no possibility. The very moment that you try to defend the most monstrous thing that you could do to a child, you are no longer human in my eyes. You are no longer human. You are a rabid dog. One that is rabies ridden. Okay. And for that, you don't belong here in a civilized society with morality and values because you have none. You have none. So, absolutely. I'm glad he said it. I'm glad he said it. And she did. Not just him. Or excuse me, not just Scam Bondi, not just her. It was also Cash. Cash Patel also lied under oath as well, saying that there was no one who trafficked, underage girls with Jeff. So both of these people need to be removed and charged. I would say for sedition, for treason. Okay. At the very least. Because I think they've earned it, right? Pretty sure you guys would agree with me. So, but we'll see if that happens. All right, I want to go ahead and jump over to my boy Valhalla VFT. So let's see. He talks about some interesting stuff with this because I talked about it earlier. This list here, but another name that doesn't make any sense at all. Marjorie Taylor Greene, that doesn't make any sense. Donald Trump, that makes sense. JD Vance, that makes sense. Mark Zuckerberg, that's interesting. I don't think that makes sense. Could be, but I don't know. There's also, dude, they also put Marilyn Monroe. They put Marilyn Monroe in the list. They put Marilyn Monroe in the list, and he talks about it here.
Bondi Attorney General and Todd Blanche, Deputy Attorney General. Now, what is this? It's just a giant list of names with zero context to anything that doesn't actually tell us anything at all. But there are some hilarious names in here. Let's look through just who's been listed now in the files. Ooh, Ivanka Trump, JD Vance. That's not good. What were you guys doing in there? Melania Trump. Now, let's look at some other hilarious ones. And since he was the one that put out the big Twitter post about this, oh no, Uncle Alex is in the files. Womp, womp, womp. But just to show you how ridiculous and worthless this actual list is, look, you got Thomas Massey, Ro Khanna. Wow. Yeah, the two guys who have been the ones who've forced the release of the files. Yeah, okay, great. And some other incredible ones. Marilyn.
Yep. See, Ro Khanna. Yep.
Marilyn Monroe, who died in 1962 when Epstein was like 10 years old. Wow. Cash Patel. Uh-oh, Cash, you bad boy. What were you up to? Oh, here's BB. That one's probably accurate. Ron Paul, another.
Yeah, that one is probably accurate. More than likely, yeah. Nancy Pelosi, yep. Cash Patel for sure. Let's see. Michelle Obama. You mean Mitchell Obama? Let's see who we got here. RFK. What's going on there, bro? Oh yeah, I forgot, dude. They put Janis Joplin in here. If you guys don't know who Janis Joplin is, she was a very popular rock and roll artist back in the 70s, I think. I'm pretty sure in the 70s. And she's a part of the Forever 27. Yeah. Yeah, she's a part of the Forever 27. Is it Forever 21 or Forever 27? Here, let me check. I'm pretty sure it's the Forever 27. Yeah. 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 Forever 27. That's right. That's right. So who is a part of the Forever 27? Well, you've got Kurt Cobain, you have Jimi Hendrix, Janis Joplin's one of them, and then there's another one. All of them died at the age of 27. So all of these were rock and roll stars. But to put Janis Joplin here, who died, I believe, in the 70s. Let's see. Yeah. Yeah, she died 1970 she died. Okay? So that doesn't make any sense at all. At all. Like I was saying earlier, this list is to distract us from the hearing. Her being grilled and them actually talking about, well, Les Wexner. So
Other guy that we know Epstein hated. A couple other great ones, Pope John Paul II and Elvis Presley.
Oh yeah, Elvis Presley is in there too.
Yeah, who again died when Epstein was like, what, 23 and hadn't even started any of this yet? Good stuff. But my absolute favorite one in here is Pam Bondi. Yes, Pam Bondi put herself in the list, I guess.
Why would she put herself on the... That doesn't make any sense.
Hillary Clinton, Dick Cheney, Mick Jagger. So as you can see, this is just a giant list of names from people in government and Hollywood. Anytime a name was put in there like Marilyn Monroe or Elvis Presley that's in the files, again, it does absolutely nothing for us. What the whole point of this was to flood the zone, put a bunch of names out there, make it chaotic. All these people now are going to have to come out and explain why their names potentially in the files, keep everybody distracted from the point that the Justice Department already knows who all the files are. Just unredact the names on the emails that are disgusting, talking about.
Exactly. But again, the reason why they don't do that is because it implicates all of their friends. Because all of them are in one gigantic child abusing club, and none of us are in it. Of course, we don't want to be in it, but all of them. And it doesn't matter if they're Republican or Democrat. It's all of them, bro. All of them. Movie stars, big CEOs, politicians, foreign politicians. What we are uncovering here in America is quite easily the biggest scandal this country has ever seen. We are watching history right now. We're living through history right now. And it's not just our country either. Um, actually, he talks about it. Oh, here we go.
And exposed the person who it was. And who was it? Oh, that's right. It was a Dubai Sultan who had to resign after these emails were exposed by Thomas Massey. Isn't that interesting how a bunch of other foreign countries are actually punishing and prosecuting the people in the files, but the United States sure as shit isn't?
Yeah. Isn't that interesting? Isn't that interesting? Because, well, most of our government's involved. Bro, duh. Most of our government's involved. That's why. It's not it's not like it's maybe 5 or 10. No, bro. No, 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 no. It's the majority of them. Over 300 who are compromised. Right? So hey, welcome back, man. The majority of them are compromised. Dude, all of these people need to get removed from office, charged for treason, because that's what they did. That's exactly what they did. They're hiding information, subverting justice, and protecting the most monstrous of people. The most monstrous of people. And they've even unfortunately taken the lives of victims such as Virginia Giuffre to hide their crimes. So all of these people need to be removed from office and charged. But we'll see if that happens. So a lot of things are coming to light, and I guess we'll have to keep an eye on this Sarah McCune person over on X. So if you guys happen to see anything that you would like to share with me, please make sure you email me or send me an article or something to take a look at. I would love to do some content over it. But you know, we have to keep the attention and intense attention, right? We can't let ourselves get distracted by the Pam Bondi list where she put herself on the list and release that, right? We can't be distracted by such things like that. Okay, there's a big reason as to why they've been trying so hard to distract us. Okay. Well, guess what? We weren't distracted so much by Charlie Kirk when he was unfortunately or when he had his life taken unfortunately. We weren't distracted too much by that. So they had to come up with something else. So guess what? It was Venezuela. Like I knew it was going to be. I told you guys Venezuela was going to happen. I told you it was going to happen. And sure as shit, it did. So they tried to distract us with that. Didn't work. Didn't work. So then they tried to literally manipulate the weather to distract us from that, or to distract us from what's going on. That didn't work. So now they're even manipulating the files themselves to distract us from the real shit. And that's not even working. People are done, bro. People are done with the charade, done with the bullshit. We want real justice, real accountability. And if that doesn't happen, people are going to do it themselves. And I'm not going to blame them. You know? How do you call justice when a system does not work? You can't really call it justice. It's just chaos. It's controlled order, right? It's not order, it's something that is controlled. So that's why I'm saying, man, like us men, we really have to do something, bro. We got to start running for office in mass numbers. Okay? We got to start running for office in mass numbers, bro. And when we take office, man, we got to go after these people, bro. We have to implement this justice. Because these politicians, they're not doing it. Because they don't represent us, they represent the big club they're a part of. Social class warfare, guys. Social class warfare. Obviously, go after these people within the confines of the law, right? Due process, everything like that. But we got to do what these politicians aren't. And unfortunately, all of this leads back to the same thing, same tiny country that has control over this, has control over our own. And Pam was literally talking about anti-Semitism earlier. It's always what it is. They always use that. Have you guys noticed that? They always use that. Until it stops working, then the claws come out. Well, I mean, the claws were already there, but dude, it's it's just as old as what the left was doing, right? With racism, or with calling people a racist, you know. It's just as old. It's so old. We know you're hiding shit. We know you're protecting monsters. And so you're going to answer for it. Now, what they're going to do with, her lying under oath like she did, I don't know. I really hope that they prosecute Pam Cash for lying under oath. It would be a good start. And I think maybe Ro Khanna and Thomas Massey might have to spearhead that as well, like they spearheaded a number of other things. But I think that's what might have to happen. What do you guys think? Ultimately, I don't think there won't be a change until the American people force them to change it by all of this, by social pressure, I think. So I guess we'll just have to wait and see. I hate that, but it is what it is. But well, that's what I want to talk with you guys about. There's a lot of big stuff going on, so I'm trying to stay on top of it all. It's really hard to, especially with how hard they're trying to distract people and everyone. So we'll just see. But that's gonna be it for right now, guys. I'd like to hear what you guys have to say about it. Whether you're watching this later on or watching it right now. Yeah. So, anyways, I'm going to go ahead and wrap the live stream up there. I know it wasn't as long as my other live streams, but yeah, so. Anyways, you guys make sure you have a great night. I'll check back in with you guys. Well, I'll be putting a video out tomorrow, but next live stream is on Wednesdays. We are starting up our pred catching Wednesdays. That is going to be super exciting. I know quite a few of you guys wanted wanted some more pred catching live streams. So we're going to start doing that, and we're going to dedicate Wednesdays to that. So join us Wednesday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I'd love to have you guys there. But I was going to go ahead and do it for tonight's stream. Thank you all so much for joining. I love you all, and I hope this was helpful to you. If it was, please like, share, subscribe, join the family, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye, guys. Have a good night.